joined right now by one parent, Lizette Rosenblatt, a mother whose daughter was thankfully able to escape from the school unharmed. Lizette, first of all,
today, something we never thought we'd experience.
What up? Welcome to episode 73, 74 of my premium podcast experience, The Verdict Podcast. I'm your host, Splash Jordan. Join with me today. Who do we got?
Y'all already know the lovely Noah Nee.
You know, how are things with you? Things good?
Yeah, definitely.
Let's start first with our live show update. So, word has gotten out that, we are looking for the Traitor Among Us. If you do come across that hashtag, Traitor Among Us, you might want to pay special attention to that because there may be clues as to who the traitor actually is, right? And I have heard that the trailer and the flyer are going to be coming soon, probably within a week.
I'm excited.
Right. So in the trailer, we'll explain everything. The trailer will show who all is going to be there. So definitely be on the lookout for that. The super trailer for Sight to See Take 2, Traitor Among Us is coming. Also the flyer, and also that hashtag is circulating. So if you're excited to see that, definitely make sure you use that hashtag Traitor Among Us and shout us out on the gram, shout us out on Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, Pinterest, whatever the case may be, right? I do want to say, for all my peeps that are in the Triangle, in the Raleigh-Durham, Cary area, I'm giving away, there's 2 chances to win 2 tickets to see the Indigo Tour featuring Chris Brown, Joyner Lucas, Ty Dolla $ign, Tory Lanez, right? So on Tuesday evenings at the Neighborhood Sports Mart Arcade in Cary, and also Saturday evenings at McGregor Draft House, also in Cary. Between now and get there on any one of those nights if you want official rules on how you can win those tickets, because you have to actually be in that building to win. So if that's something that you're interested in and you can make it there on a Tuesday or a Saturday night, for sure pull up, because you're going to want to win. You're going to want to be entered into the drawing to win those tickets, right? So it's Tuesdays 8:30 to 10:30 at the Neighborhood, and Saturdays 9 to 11 at McGregor Draft House, both in Cary, right? I don't think I had any other announcements to make, or maybe I do, but moving on from there, the first thing that really kind of caught my attention, and this was something that talked about off and on, was this Eddie Gallagher situation. And Eddie Gallagher, for those who don't know, is a former current Navy SEAL. Mm-hmm. He was tried recently, and your president actually congratulated himself and this Navy SEAL for getting through a very uncomfortable court situation. Mm-hmm. Eddie Gallagher was charged with war crimes. Basically, in times of war, you still have to behave like a rational person. Mm-hmm. Yes, on the front line, there's gunfire is exchanged, but once there's prisoners, captives, there's a certain way you have to conduct yourself outside of those instances, mm-hmm. which is almost unlikely because you've been trained to kill people.
Right.
What does a person who's been trained to kill people do but kill people?
Exactly.
So Eddie Gallagher, who per my understanding served time in Iraq and Afghanistan, was accused of stabbing a 17-year-old POW to death who was in custody. So he was already a prisoner. He was unarmed. Mm-hmm. He was probably had been tortured, interrogated. Mm-hmm. He was in a weakened state. He stabbed him and killed him. Mm-hmm. I want to say that there was no less than 10, maybe 12 other Navy SEALs who testified against him. Mm-hmm. Saying, yes, he did this. They also said that on one occasion in Afghanistan, he shot down a 15-year-old girl, mounting evidence that this guy really kind of is probably off his game. He's the type of guy who, if he lived in America, he probably would be at a school or a movie theater or
shooting some shit the fuck up.
Shooting some shit up, you know what I'm saying? But since he's in a country that's, full of mostly, black and brown people, it's almost like, you're doing us a
solid.
Right. You're doing us a service, right? So he was actually found not guilty. And here's the thing about when people, especially when you have charges filed against you, and they do this a lot when there's like police officers or like when they have these situations, these shootings, these police shootings. Mm-hmm. They charge them with premeditated murder, or they charge them with something very heinous. Yeah. Which, no, I don't think that he woke up that morning and was like, I'm going to shoot, I'm going to do this.
Right.
But
Searching for a 17-year-old boy. Shoot.
exactly. But his actions did lead to the death of a 17-year-old boy, which would be like manslaughter or assault with a deadly weapon.
Right.
But see, they go after these charges that, are extreme because they make these headlines, but knowing that
They're going to reduce them
right
later.
Or you'll just be found not guilty of this crime. And then it's just like, okay, are they, would they even go through the time of retrying you for a lesser crime? If they couldn't nail you for what they wanted,
right.
Are they going to try to nail you on something, lesser? And oftentimes, no, they don't. They let it fly under the rug. So Trump, however, though, he took it upon himself. There was a lot of people upset on how he behaved on the 4th of July, brought the tanks out, the guns and things he sang about, he brought them out. Which I actually didn't mind, but a lot of people did. And on that particular day or the same week or whatever, he made headlines because he supported this guy. It's just like, okay, this is the type of guy who's supported by Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So if that tells you anything about his, mind state or mental capacity, he's the type of guy who gets a high five from Donald Trump. Like, yeah, you did a good job, right? So another situation that we had been monitoring was this Alabama shooting. We don't even think we gave the girl's name, but I think that you said that there was an update. What was going on with that?
Yeah, I think her name was Marshae Jones. Like, they were trying to charge her with manslaughter for initiating a fight that resulted in the baby being killed. Because the other girl, the jury ruled that she was acting in self-defense. However, since then, they did just go ahead and dismiss the case for the girl, as far as the one that lost her baby. And I guess everyone within the court is trying to band together to help her for, emotional support with her losing her child. But at least I guess she got some type of punishment. I guess.
Right. And I think that she should have gotten more punishment, but maybe not. I don't know. That's a weird situation. I mean, here, like we just discussed, you have a Navy SEAL who's actually killing people. People are testifying against him, saying he's killing teenagers in other countries because, he's kind of off his rocker. And, he gets released and it's like, a high five from the president. Yet you have this woman who's, being put through the ringer. Now, truly, she did behave irrationally, but it's like, okay, you lost your baby. Mm-hmm. You probably lost that altercation with that person. So maybe jail isn't the best place for you. Maybe some therapy or some, hospital bed would be, an ideal location for, someone like yourself, right? So, so she's getting off. So everybody's kind of just going home with their lumps and bruises, basically.
Yeah, I just feel like they're not charging people where they need to be charging people, and then like severely charging people where they don't need to be severely charged. Our system is so fucked up.
Right. And, that's kind of an interesting segue to a situation. Now, let me ask you this question. How long do you think a person should get, how much time do you think a person should get in jail for licking ice cream?
I don't even know. Like,
do you think that person should go to jail?
Probably not jail. I think they need more extreme actions done.
They need more extreme actions done?
Yes, I think we need to go back to like 1 BC, like barbaric days where we were rolling stones and shit, like literally by hand, as the wheel. Like what you do, you're going to get it cut off. So if you're going to go around licking shit, expect to get your tongue cut off. I bet you won't lick another damn thing in your life. Bet you won't be able to talk or nothing, but you didn't think about that beforehand. We need more severity.
When you saw that video of her licking that ice cream, this woman who we believe to be in the Texas Walmart licking this ice cream, did you find that funny? Were you upset? What was your initial reaction?
Absolutely disgusted. I mean, that's germs. I don't know what the hell you did with your mouth. I don't know if you brush your teeth. I don't know if you have a disease. Like, that's disgusting. I mean, we don't even like people putting their hands on our food or anything of ours. You're going to put your fucking mouth, your tongue on some shit? Hell no. And then you look nasty?
She looked a little like...
You look like you've been licking ass? Hell no. At least it was what was it, blue ribbon?
Blue Moon, yeah, I don't
ribbon.
eat-
Nobody eats it. It's okay. I guess the brand's okay, but
right, because you saw when she put it back, it was fucking full.
okay.
That shit was
And
full.
it's always on sale. Nobody buys it.
Right, yeah, I don't eat that. You know, I'm more of a sherbet.
Yeah. What is it? The Talenti. What is it called? The little bitty jars. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I just get the Food Line brand. You wish that was just a bill collector.
Wish you thought you tried, you missed. You bitch. How much time is she getting though for that?
Well, I think she's facing up to 20 years. But they don't know who it is exactly. I think that they have her description, they got her picture, and they're trying to find her. And they think that they know who it is, but I don't think that they've gotten anybody in custody yet. But they are trying to, charge her with like felony tampering, with like when you get in the Food Drug Administration involved, it's a big deal.
Okay.
It's a big deal. Now, here's the thing though. Is that even that serious though? Let me tell you a time about a guy I know who thought it was funny. He had forgot to put on deodorant one day. And he was in a store where you purchase supplies. And instead of purchasing the deodorant, he just kind of went ahead and opened one up and, got himself right for the rest of the day.
I mean, that's still disgusting because I don't want your funk. I mean, we always were taught you don't put good shit over funk because you still fucking stink. So that's still disgusting. But, I mean, I can kind of understand that more than you going and licking different ice cream containers. And we're not even talking about the personal size. Like, you're getting the gallons.
That was a gallon. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, his is a little more personal than hers. Like, you're just, like, that was a dumb dare. How high were you or were you not to do this shit?
I mean, but she looked at that age where it's like those types of dares come up. Like, I dare you to lick that ice cream.
Like, I don't know. When I saw it, I just wanted, like, to grab the back of her neck and slam her into some shit. Like, bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like,
there's another video I saw of a woman walking in Walmart with her pants down. I don't know if you saw that.
No, did you see the one with the woman in the damn gas station? She pissed on the floor, like straight backwards out her ass though, pissing, and then went to the dude like, yeah, daddy, I'm it. Wiped the floor up, bought her shit, and walked the fuck out. You didn't see that video?
No, I didn't see that video.
Oh my God, I need to find it for you and send it to you.
Yeah, send me that. So, it's definitely a lot of weird shit going on.
Creeps are coming out during the daytime. Damn.
Like, and y'all wondering why, like, this is why Amazon Prime is booming right now. This is why that home delivery is booming. Because it's like, yo, I want my shit straight from the warehouse.
Right.
I don't even want to touch the store, bruh. I'm not going there because I don't want to see somebody pissing on the floor. I don't want to see a person's ass out. And I certainly don't want to catch somebody licking the ice cream.
Yo, I'm sorry. If I'm walking in the Food Line, I'm probably going to catch an assault charge because I'm going to slap the double dog shit out of you if you're doing some stupid shit like that. Like, you deserve it. Like, you should expect for everybody to just maul your ass because you're just dumb.
That was pretty stupid, but 20 years is a long time for licking some ice cream.
That is a long time for you to think about yourself. I think that is a good timeout.
You think 20 years is a
Sit
good...
down. Take a nap.
For licking some
Think
ice
about
cream.
yourself. She can write a book in that time. Maybe somebody will want to read it.
An interesting update for a story I think we spoke about a few weeks back is that there's a pool in Wendell. They put up a notice, right? Mm-hmm. And they stated that they didn't want people with baggy clothes. They didn't want people with hair extensions. And they didn't want people with dreads in or around the pool.
So you essentially just don't want a black person at the pool, but you're going to put the criteria as what you're wearing and what your appearance may look like.
Which is what is how most people took it. Mm-hmm. The owners of the pool, I think it's a husband and wife team. They're both much older. And, their defense is that, they maybe used what they didn't want was hair, from a weave to get into the pool and clog it up. What I think this is me trying to shoot them some bail. This is a victim or not situation, right? Because what's happened basically is that they'll close. This is the last year that pool will be there,
right.
Or at least this will be the last year that pool is going to be managed by them.
Right.
In a situation like that, though, I feel like, okay, we might all be victims because I don't know if you've ever been to Wendell, but it's about this big.
Very small.
So closing down public facilities, because now what'll happen is that place will probably be replaced by something where it's like you have to pay a membership to go to. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, okay, by closing these places down, you're really kind of hurting yourself. So I get it. Like, you know, you don't want to be discriminated against, but whatever happened to having a conversation?
But even to me, the logic is dumb. You're talking about you don't want the hair from the extensions or weave or whatever to be clogging up the drains. Everybody knows if we have extensions or weave, we're not getting our hair wet. So it's not going to. Furthermore, white people's hair sheds way more than an African American is because you're not constantly combing your hair or putting your hands through it like a white person is, right? So wouldn't you think that their hair would clog it up before somebody of an African descent?
I don't know. I mean, I mean,
ethnic descent, like.
I don't know, because I just know that a black person's head will clog up some fucking shit.
It will, but a white person's hair is going to do the same thing too. But they're using extensions. That's fake hair. Nobody's getting that wet.
Right. I mean, obviously, in my opinion, they seen some element there that they didn't like. I don't think it's a blanket, if I went there, me personally, you know what I'm saying, and jumped in the pool and started swimming around, I don't anticipate being bothered. You know what I'm saying? But it's a different vibe when it's like, okay, you know, what type of what is that individual? You know how there's always that one bad apple that ruins it for everybody else. Right. I'm just saying, what does that individual typically look like? If they don't look like a school shooter, they probably have dreads. Yeah. Probably tall. Probably smell like weed. You know, it's like, you know, there's a certain element that people do want away for a reason. It's like, okay, you know, obviously kids can come here, they can do whatever, but, you know, now that there's altercations, now that there's beer bottles being left here, let's examine who this is. And we can't say like, okay, you can't come, but if we, you know, and so I understand it's a slippery slope, but, you know, I feel like the true victim in this situation is us. Yeah. Because, you know, we're losing, and I love a pool. Yeah. You know, I keep goggles. I can't swim as strongly as I would like to, but I got some trunks in the car. I got some goggles in the car. I will pull over and get in some water and put my head down and be looking around. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when I lived in Charlotte and I wanted to go swimming, I would just drive around the university area, pull into a neighborhood, open up that gate, you know, and jump right on in. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I can think of maybe one or two situations in which anybody ever said anything to me. Like, most of the time I just jump right on in, start swimming around, right? So, you know, whereas I do think that the owners of this pool were in the wrong for whatever this, you know, notice was or ordinance was, I do think that the victims were the people who actually used the pool as intended.
Yeah, for sure.
Now they'll have, you know, some obstacles to get around, whereas that might have been, you know, what was keeping a certain group of people out of trouble. You know, there's a pool nearby, we can run, we can jump, we can laugh, we can be kids, we can have fun. Now it's like, okay, I don't have this anymore.
Makes you not want to go.
Right. It makes you
feel like you're being judged if you go and everything. Like, it takes the excitement and fun out of being somewhere because you feel uncomfortable.
Right. And I'm like, yo, and swimming is swimming, man. Like, you know, if you're a fucking black, white, Puerto Rican, or Asian, man, you got to kick your legs. Yeah. You know, like, how are we, you know what I'm saying? This shouldn't be a situation where we're making it about, you know, race or whatever. It's like, okay, you know, what are we providing people to keep them occupied, right? So, hopefully some other good Samaritan will step in and will reopen the pool with less
evasive rules.
Right, less discriminatory practices. Damn. I feel like that's an appropriate place to take a break and hear a word from our sponsors.
Hey everybody, I really do hope you love the Verdict podcast. Did you know that you can actually get paid just for listening to this podcast? I know it sounds insane, but it's true. We just discovered a free new app called Podcoin, and it literally pays you to listen to podcasts. Here's how it works. You listen to podcasts and you earn Podcoin while you listen. Then you turn the Podcoin in for your gift cards at places like Amazon or Starbucks. Okay, take two. Hold on. Hey everybody, I really do hope you love... Shit. Hey everybody, I really do hope you love the Verdict Podcast. Did you know that you can actually get paid just for listening to this podcast? I know, it sounds insane, but it's true. We just discovered this free new app called Podcoin, and it literally pays you to listen to podcasts. Here's how it works. You listen to podcasts and you earn Podcoin while you listen. Then you turn that Podcoin in for gift cards at places like Amazon or Starbucks. And you could even donate that Podcoin to charity. The more you listen, the more you earn. So here's what you do. Download the app right now on your iPhone or Android, and I'll have a special code for you. Simply use our code Verdict Podcast, and you'll get 300 Podcoin just for signing up. And if you listen to enough of us on here, you can get cappuccino at Starbucks or an Amazon gift card on us. So go ahead and go listen to the podcast or virtually any podcast on Podcoin and sign up with our code Verdict Podcast. I swear it'll change the way you listen to podcasts.
Back. Oh, one announcement I did forget to make. So a pod connection.
A pod connection?
You remember that? Remember last summer when I went and I was a featured speaker at that place?
Mm-hmm.
That was right. It was a Pod Excellence weekend. It was in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm. I
was invited as a featured speaker. They're doing it again, this time in Charlotte, North Carolina. This is the first week in October 4th, 5th, and the 6th. I do anticipate returning as a featured speaker. But this time they're going to give some awards away to individuals that they feel are making some strides in this podcasting game, right? So head on over to there. If you're rocking with the Verdict Podcast, go to a Pod Connection, just like it sounds, on Instagram. Tap the link in their bio for a Pod Excellence weekend, and then click the form for Pod Excellence nomination form, and definitely make sure you nominate the Verdict Podcast for Podcast of the Year. You could also nominate us for the All In Award, which includes video and merch, or you can also just nominate us for the Best Produced award, like audio visual, because a lot of other podcasts, first of all, they sound is like horrible. I think I should be rewarded for taking that extra time out to make sure that the audio sounds good and that you can listen to this in your car, you can listen at home, whatever the case may be, right? So head on over to a Pod Connection on Instagram, click the link in their bio, nominate the Verdict Podcast. And who knows, depending on what I win or what we win, there may be a special treat given out to our listeners, right? So I'll have to think about that first before I sign off on anything. So who went to jail this week? Let's talk about, let's see if we have any names to add to the roll. Now, while there was probably multiple individuals, is it just me, or does Thunder for Vegas get a lot of unwarranted attention?
I feel like they do.
I mean, because he's not very good.
Mm-hmm.
Just making sure. Roll call. The only name that I found to add to the roll this week, I didn't look very far, but the only name that I thought that we could add was A$AP Rocky. Now, A$AP Rocky was in Switzerland, I believe. Sweden. He was, headlining a festival in another country. He was approached by some individuals on the street. A$AP Rocky claims that these individuals followed him. There was a situation in which there were some headphones that were broken. These individuals appeared to speak a different language. From what I can understand, there seemed to be a woman who approached A$AP Rocky who was doing some translating. She understood English and whatever the language they were speaking over there. She told A$AP that not only, in addition to the translating, she also told him that, these men grabbed me, groped me, did whatever. And I guess A$AP took it upon himself to, him and his security team beat the dudes up. Which I thought was a little extreme. It's one thing for you to be in the presence of a woman being harassed, but for a woman to say, hey, they did X, Y, and Z, and for you to kind of like, okay, now we're going to, now we're going to put the pause on you. It's like, okay, only because you just don't know.
Right.
You got no idea what trap you're being led into. You know what I'm saying? Like it for sure. You're standing there and you see a woman being harassed. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like you would be a punk not to.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? If a strange woman ran up to me and was like, "Hey, yo, that dude over there grabbed me," I just don't know that I'm like. It's just like, oh man.
Yeah, it's kind of like an iffy situation. Like it's different if you saw it, like you walked up and saw it, like the
Exactly.
man handling her. It's like, okay, dude, stop what you're doing. But if it's just like, oh my god, like he just hit, bitch, I didn't see shit. So move on.
Yeah,
like, what the fuck do you want me to do?
And not only that, that's me as a regular guy. I'm not a millionaire. I'm not famous.
Right.
If I'm somebody who has that much to lose, it's like, okay, well,
Let me not put myself in this shit.
yeah, security, go over there and see.
Move it along.
Yeah, go over there and see what's going on with them because I don't want to deal with it.
Right.
So ASAP, he did in fact deal with it though, and he found himself in jail. I think for like 2 or 3 days.
That's crazy.
I
think that'd be the scary situation is to get locked up in another country's jail because their shit is just so different. I mean, it's hard enough to get out of our fucking jails. Like, I don't want to be over there with y'all. Don't know what you're talking about. Don't know what the fuck's going on.
No, I think
Send me home, Simo.
right, but I think that Sweden is one of the countries where the jails are not like.
It's probably a penthouse suite.
Yeah, it's
filet
not.
mignon,
Yeah, it's
fucking
not.
asparagus with some buttered shit on it.
A lot of jails in other countries look more like office buildings. They look like more like holding rooms. It's not like, okay, 50 niggas in a room.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
Drug addicts in here. Like, it's kind of different. So he may or may not have known that, but for sure, like, it's not like Mexico. Wouldn't be
Right.
like going to jail in Mexico.
Right.
Or, going to jail in, like, Puerto Rico or some shit like that.
In China.
Right, or China.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, going to jail in Sweden definitely wouldn't be the same. It's not even the same as going to jail here. So
Right.
he probably had a very comfortable stay. So as far as I know, that's the only name that we can add to the role. Now, I won't lie, I was expecting, a rather interesting phone call. What's up with you, dog?
What's going on?
Not much. I want to hear more about your story and hear more about what led you to starting up your own businesses and clothing lines. Super fast, if you could, just from my listeners and my show, my podcast is all about people who have been to jail but go on to continue to do good things. Basically, it's trying to remove the stigma of going to jail. Since everybody goes to jail at some point. Most of the time, in my situation at least, the smartest motherfuckers who be in jail. The most creative. And they just got caught up making with a mistake or whatever. So, real quick, man, just introduce yourself for my listeners. Tell them who you are.
What's going on? My name is Rashad. I go by Santana. But I'm a fashion designer from Atlanta, west side of Atlanta. Came up, I had a shop on Banktown 19. But, like in the other business, it take money to run a business. So, the whole reason I got locked up was trying to finance my business. Trying to really do the wrong thing for the right reason.
Of course, man. Trying to, but ultimately the end game was to provide for you and yours, doing something else. But it takes that capital, to get started. So when you were 19, what kind of business did you have?
I had a clothing store right off Bankhead, formerly known as Donald Lee Holloway right now. I think that changed again since I've been locked up, Ocean Drive. But it was on the west side of Atlanta, Floyd Crucial Park lot.
Word. Okay, at 19 years old, man. So when you at that time you had the vision and you wanted to be a fashion designer already?
Yeah, I already had the vision to be a fashion designer, but at the time I really wasn't sewing like I am now. I just took the time to really perfect my craft since I've been in here. But when I was on the street, I might take off a sleeve and put a new sleeve on there. That was like the most I did for just sewing and stitching. But since I've been incarcerated, I had so much time, man. I just sit around, just cut up clothes and just,
right.
I like this right here might look fine like this. Just thinking, if I was on the street, how I would wear it, just because we locked up, we sit around and wear all white all day. So I might just want to put me something on like I'm going somewhere, even if I ain't going nowhere.
Right. Now, okay, was there anybody inside who was trying to block what you were doing or tell on you, or what kind of support did you get inside?
As far as inside, I really didn't get much support from the staff like that. I had a couple of staff members who really didn't who really didn't care what I was doing, or who just showed like a blind eye to it, and then like reported like, oh, he making clothes. But as far as just support, like them like give me material or just trying to help me with my business, I ain't really get that support from the inside. Like the unit manager, she gave me a DR for making clothes, but I know that was expected. She got to do her job.
Right.
So I can't be mad at her. I'm in here. It's her job to catch me, my job not to get caught. So I can't be mad at that. But just as far as support, they really didn't just extend a hand to me to help me with what I was doing, even though I asked the counselor about like a sewing class, because I think they did have a knitting class, but they ain't really, it was in one end, not the other. I'm just in there.
And honestly, I don't even care if it's like pole jocking, but I was just very impressed. Like, jail is a place where your dreams get crushed, and it's a very violent environment. But I was just very impressed. Like, even in that stressed, tenseful environment, you're able to chase your dream. You're able to still create, which is very, very impressive. No excuses, no nothing. So how are you? What methods, if you can? Tell us, what methods are you using to avoid detection? When you say it's your job not to get caught, how do you cover yourself and stay low?
By staying out of the authorities, just staying out their way, really just staying out their face and making sure my stuff up to par. When they come around and inspection, my bed made up, and really by just being seen and not heard.
Okay.
But prior to this, they didn't even know who I was, and that's the way I like to keep it.
Right.
I ain't one for all the attention, but with me going up on the gram and Facebook, I know that was gonna bring attention, but just far as just being on the scene and just being in their face, I'm a inmate that they don't even know I exist in here.
Word. Just just staying low and doing your time. What advice would you give to someone who is in jail, just trying to get through their time? What would you tell them to make it go by faster or to make it go by easier?
Me personally, I like to focus on the success, like upon being released. Like, so all day I like to sit around and talk about how I'm gonna be successful, how I'm gonna run up a bag when I get out, how I'm gonna run up a bag right now. Not even just when I get out, how can I run up a bag right now?
Right now. Because
even in prison, we need more money than anybody on the street. Like, yeah, we're true enough, we don't got any bills, but really we all bill. We gotta call somebody just to get something to eat.
Right.
You gotta call somebody to make sure you got some so you can get some hygiene. Right. You ain't got no money coming on your book, so somebody got to financially support you. So with me being the man, I always had like pride issue with really didn't ask somebody for money or help. I like to do it on my own. So that really what drove me to still hustle, even though I'm in here.
Okay. Now the profits from your sales though, that goes on your books, right? It go on my books, but like right now I'm in the process. Like my mother, she been putting a lot of money behind it, like for just getting the initial overhead. So really, and she don't work. So I just tell her to keep all that because she been supporting me financially my whole bid for as lawyers and make sure I keep some food on my book. So it ain't like her that really just had to worry about that prior to me even making the clothes. My mama always kept me straight while I was in here. So word. Shout out to her for sure.
She definitely the MVP. She definitely been holding it down.
Right. Okay. That's what's up, man. So you said that you like to stay low key, but you also got a YouTube channel though.
Yeah, I got the YouTube channel, but I really haven't posted anything like to the channel. I've been recording, but like my current situation, I'm trying to stay, like you say, on the radar. So right. I know they watching now, and my before I went viral, I had like 5,500 followers on the ground. So now I'm at like 55K now. So
right,
I ain't no telling who really watching. It might be administration, but I ain't no telling who watching. So I ain't really trying to put myself in the line of fire,
right,
and get caught up and possibly hinder me from coming home, because that's the whole objective of me coming home right now.
Right. And, obviously, of course, I can just tell that when you do come home, you're going to get it popping. But what plans specifically do you have? Like, are you going to, open you up another store, or do you have, some things in the works for when you get out of there?
Right now, currently working on getting the samples in for the pieces that I made in prison, because I had a lot of requests from those.
Right.
Like, folks want the prison drip, like stuff I made in prison. So
right.
I'm really trying to fulfill that need right now. So I'm waiting on the sample. They should be in by the middle of August. But they're available for pre-order right now online at thetrenches.co.
Okay, the trenches.co. I'm gonna hit the site for sure. Order me a couple pieces. I saw, there was, there's a lot of dope designs on there, even for women. For sure. I'm gonna tell my listeners to go. What I'm saying? Get some drip for sure. Get some sauce from the trenches, of course, and really support the cause, man. So, put some spotlight on your situation and really just show my, listeners that, it ain't no excuses when you're trying to get to it. And, I'm rooting for you, man, for sure, for sure.
Well, I can say one quick thing, like as far as like anybody incarcerated, like when you doing time, if you got somebody who incarcerated, like the main thing we need to focus on is financial literacy, because the majority of the people who come to prison, you got folk who might come in for all type of miscellaneous other stuff, but majority is behind financial reasons. But just like a lot of the young black minority who in here right now, they might go and hit them a lick, but soon as they get done with it, they gonna mess the money up anyway. So then they gotta go bust another one. So
right.
The whole thing I try to talk to the youth about right now, really financial literacy, because even if you're going to take your chance and do something dumb and stupid, you ain't going to do nothing mess the mind up anyway, because you don't got no financial literacy on how to money management.
Right.
Like a lot of couple of authors I read in here now, like Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Greene. I read a lot of little books on just that strengthen me mentally.
Right.
When I get out.
Right.
The main thing I really do read on is financial literacy, though. Really on finance, because majority of our problems stem from finance. Majority of people who are incarcerated, it stem from finance. Even if somebody got killed, it probably was behind $1.
Right, for sure. If it's not over $1, it's over a woman, but that's usually still more money. You upset because you investing all this time and money into her, and she's just gonna go do whatever. So that's very, very important, man. So I hope that when you do get released, we can link up in person, and I'd love to apply my production power to any way that I could assist you. That's definitely something we can discuss, if you don't have an outlet for that already. And for sure. So what's like obviously you're in jail and there's not much, excitement to be had, but are there times where you feel like you are having fun and you forget for a moment that you're in jail?
I mean, like right now I've been shooting like the day to day, because I've been going on 4 years, and truth be told, it really been flying. I remember when I first got incarcerated, I was sitting in that wheelchair by myself. When I first got locked up, I was in ICU. The police hit me with the car.
Wow.
So, but like starting on my bed, I had a lot of time alone in solitary just because of my medical issues. But and I was sitting there and I was thinking about the time, like, man, I hope they don't give me no more than about 4 or 5 years. And it turned out that about exactly what I got. They gave me a 20-8, but I'm still gonna probably end up doing like 4 or 5 years. So it really just like, you just gotta be careful what you ask for. Like, that's why I say you just gotta keep faith too, though. He gave me exactly what I asked for. Like, when they first gave me the time, it was a 20-8, but after the parole, I still ain't gonna do no more than probably like another year. Word. So I should be out. I probably should be out probably at the end of this year. But before just passing time, man, we sit around here, we kick like that's really what the stuff on the YouTube channel gonna be about, like the day-to-day life in here.
Word.
Cause right now I'm really in the trenches, because the trenches is not necessarily just a place, it's a situation, and we all have situations, whether it be mental, physically, anything, any type of obstacle that hinder you from getting where you're trying to go to.
Right. Yeah, the trenches is real, and it's not always physical, like you said.
Yeah.
It's definitely for sure. You could be very successful, but still be in the trenches. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it's obstacles in your path. So, my like the thing I admire most in life is to see people overcome those obstacles. So I definitely position myself to help people, get over those obstacles. I'm an employer in my city. I live in Raleigh. I employ black people. I'm a black-owned business myself. So, man, like I said, I appreciate you talking with me. I see the vision. I love the vision. So I'm definitely going to support. I'm going to tell everybody that I know to support. Go get some clothes to help, Mom Dukes. And then also, that hopefully that'll trickle down to your books as well, and, continue to make your time go by faster. So one more again, shout out your Instagram handle where people can find you, and then I'll let you get on your way.
All right, yeah, go check me out at 2500 Shard on IG and all the other social platforms. Thank y'all for having me. I didn't even get a chance to tell them about the 501c3 we got coming away, like the Secure the Future Foundation, because like a portion of the proceeds, I ain't just doing it for like the monetary value, because once I get it, I'm gonna be straight regardless. But I really want to make more of have a positive influence on the community, because like me growing up, I had plenty of people tell me to do the right thing and you should do this, you should do that. But it's more to just tell them, but to really have you to be able to put them in position to even give them a job.
Word. So what's this foundation then?
I'm writing up the 501c3 right now. Actually working on it in here right now. Yeah, Secure the Future.
Secure the Future.
Yeah, Secure the Future. It started with the youth.
Oh, word. It definitely does. It starts with the youth. I actually got a nonprofit organization I'm working on as well. It's called Hi Mom. So it take care of the single moms, because we need them to be straight so that they can take care of the youth.
More definitely.
Right. So, and with that foundation, is that how you plan to teach like financial literacy?
Yes, sir. More definitely plan on teaching financial literacy through the program. God, wouldn't I be able to get a location by the time I get out? I can get a grant to help pay for the financing of it, or however it may go. If the clothes to pay for it or whatever, but I want to open up a community center for at-risk children in my neighborhood, like where I'm from. I'm from the west side of Atlanta.
Word. That's what's up. And I didn't
even get a chance to tell them about the 501c3 we got coming away, like the Secure the Future Foundation, because like a portion of the proceeds, I ain't just doing it for like the monetary value, because once I get it, I'm gonna be straight regardless. But I really want to make more of have a positive influence on the community, because like me growing up, I had plenty of people tell me to do the right thing and you should do this, you should do that. But it's more to just tell them, but to really have you to be able to put them in position to even give them a job.
Word. So what's this foundation then?
I'm writing up the 501c3 right now. Actually working on it in here right now.
Okay. Well, what's the name of the foundation? Have you named it yet?
Yeah, Secure the Future.
Secure the Future.
Yeah, Secure the Future. It started with the youth.
Oh, word. It definitely does. It starts with the youth. I actually got a nonprofit organization I'm working on as well. It's called Hi Mom. So it take care of the single moms, because we need them to be straight so that they can take care of the youth.
More definitely.
Right. So, and with that foundation, is that how you plan to teach like financial literacy?
Yes, sir. More definitely plan on teaching financial literacy through the program. God, wouldn't I be able to get a location by the time I get out? I can get a grant to help pay for the financing of it, or however it may go. If the clothes to pay for it or whatever, but I want to open up a community center for at-risk children in my neighborhood, like where I'm from. I'm from the west side of Atlanta.
Word. That's what's up. And and there's a lot of, celebrities, in and around Atlanta, I'm sure would love to support something like that, because, they, probably feeling the same type of way. Now, at what point did you decide you wanted to have some type of nonprofit organization?
I mean, that's always been a dream of mine, like since the beginning, because like I said, like the clothes, like I feel like it's bigger than me. Like the trenches, it's the Trenches Us. That was the original website, the TrenchesUs.com, but it's the Trenches.co now. But it would just feel like I just want to have, because it's gonna take more than me just turning my life around to make a real impact. You feel me?
Right.
So you can't just have one leader. Everybody got to be a leader. So a lot of the youth out there really looking for guidance.
Right.
So they really going down the wrong path because they really lost in the South. See the swag just to get them on track to get them to the party. But once they get to the party, it could be more than just a party. We learning at the party.
Right.
We learn how to take care, be an asset rather than a liability at the party. You feel me?
Right.
To actually be there for your family. Cause right now you ain't no man. You in prison, man. The only thing you could possibly do for your family right now is pay some bills. You can't be there physically, emotionally for them. You feel me?
Right.
So right now you're a liability not only to your family but to the community right now. So the whole thing about this 501c3, I want to start up, and I'm actually working with a guy named Ken Carter. He got a re-entry program through entrepreneurship. That's an avenue we're actually trying to link up right now with the Secure the Future Foundation. The set away for people who coming out of prison to be able to make them a way for their family instead of just looking at employment. Because, as you growing up, your parents tell you, grow up so you can get a good job. But that's all, like, me looking at it, I look at it like they already train you or program you to be a worker.
Right.
Go to school to get a good job. Why not inspire your children to go to school to create a good job? Ain't nothing wrong with going to be a worker because somebody got to work, but that ain't the first thing I'm gonna instill in my children.
Exactly. Yeah. Definitely, you want to be able to inspire the youth to do more. You got to have a fallback plan. You got to support your dream for sure, but the end game needs to be more than just go to school, get a job. Because we can do a lot more. So if you set that standard higher, then more and more people will try to reach for it. And so that's definitely an honorable thing you're doing, man. So now. And this just kind of came to me, right? So I know that you, how often do you get to see, see things? Are you guys kind of, up to date? Are you in the loop? I know you're on Instagram, so you're seeing, new shows and hearing new music, right?
Oh, yeah, we actually in the loop. We in the loop for just the music or whatever.
Okay, so what are y'all listening to right now?
Right now we listen to The Baby.
Word.
The Baby, Lil Baby, Money Man. Who else? Money Bag, yo.
Okay, dope. Yeah, those are all people who are on top right now. The Baby, I'm actually from Charlotte, so I met The Baby, on multiple occasions, years ago, before, he was in the...
Oh, yeah, we listen to the folk who feel us the most, like folks who really rap about that pain, like the boy, the Red and Sean, Ball Grease, like rappers who really who we feel we can relate to, who come from the same environment. So we got them on blast in here.
Word. So, okay then. So yeah, I'm sure that that's probably one of the situations in which they making the music for folks who feel them and who live that life. So, so entrepreneur, fashion designer, and philanthropist. So after you get all those things, what other title would you like to add to your position?
Activist. Really just, I don't know. Really just, that's a handful right there.
That is, man. Even
that's
one of those.
Handful. Yeah, that's a handful right there. Like
that is, man. So and yeah, like I said, man. Everybody who comes across this story is very inspired because you are juggling many things from your position. So it's like how could you not go get on your grind, go get to it. When you got all these resources, when there's people who have less, who really doing it and really pursuing it, man. So where can we find out more about the foundation though?
You'll be able to find more about the foundation on the trenches.co.
Right,
we have all the updates coming up on the website.
Okay. So stay tuned. We need to bookmark that page, the trenches.co. So for sure to get, merchandise and swag, but also to get, stay focused, stay updated on what's going on with the Security Youth Foundation.
Yes, sir.
All right, then. So, keep me in the loop personally, please, if you can remember to. But I'm gonna stay, zoomed in, man. I'm watching you, and I'm supporting you. So, I definitely want everything you said to come to light. And like I said, man, yeah, you get out, man. What I'm saying? I have some treats for us, and we'll link up and we'll talk.
Appreciate the support, man. I definitely be in tune, keep in the loop.
All right, then, bro. I'm gonna talk to you.
All
right, yeah. All right, so 2 truths, 1 con. Scenario number 1. Man sues Hardee's over the amount of hash browns he received. He claims that he didn't get enough hash browns because he was black. Mm-hmm. Scenario number 2. A woman is suing TGI Fridays because their potato skins are imitation potato skins. And scenario number 3, mom is suing Pampers, the company that makes the diapers, because one of their diapers spilled in her car. two of these scenarios are true. Real life, really, inside of the real world that we live in. Two of these things are actually happening right now, recently. And one I made. Which one is the con?
I really want to say like the first one because I feel like I've heard that story, but you tweaked it with the dude about the hash browns. But then again, I want to say the third one too. So we're gonna go with the first.
The first one with the hash browns?
Now let's go with the third.
The third one, the mom with the Pampers.
Yeah.
Final answer?
Yeah, sounds right.
That one is actually made up. The one with the Pampers.
Yeah,
I
finally got it.
Yeah, I actually did make that one up. Yeah, no, the
Insert claps.
Right, yeah, the hash browns was real, as well as the woman suing TGI Friday over the potato skins. Which is just like, yo, it's Fridays. Like, there's a lot of imitation food up in here. She's actually suing TGI Fridays for $5 million because the potato skins aren't real potatoes. They're like, made from, it's like some imitation something. And then I forget how much the man is suing Hardee's for, but he's suing them for a lot of money because he claims that he was discriminated
I want to say it was
against.
like $2 million or something like that, 2.1 mil.
It's millions of dollars he's suing
over
for.
The amount of hash browns.
Over some hash browns.
This is like a sue happy country right now. Like, you better not do shit against nobody because it's like I'm either going to shoot you, fight you, or I'm suing your ass for some shit. You going to pay me. Like, you're gonna pay for what you did. Like, chill.
You're gonna pay what you owe. You're gonna definitely pay
shit.
what you
It's
owe.
like everybody's turning into a little 50 Cent. Like, I need my money by Monday.
Right.
Okay.
I need my $2 by Friday.
Right. 50 Cent tomorrow. What?
So, shoot. Other than that was all I had. So why don't you tell people where they can stalk your life on the internet?
You already know. Instagram, Noanik, Noynek. Snapchat, Zay_billion, ZE_BYLLION.
Yeah, no Millie this episode, as you've probably already figured out by now.
Right.
I'm assuming. So, if you're rocking with my life on, if you're rocking with this episode of the Verdict Podcast, you can like, rate, review, subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Podcoin, wherever you like to listen to your podcast. Also, you can go to my website, thehousesplash.com, check out all my shows, buy some merchandise. I learned a new trick, and I think that merchandise will be flooding the site pretty soon.
I'm excited.
I've been doing some things with like fabric paint. So all I'm waiting on now is the stencil that I ordered, which has the design already cut out. And so I'll just use that. And I'm gonna do like a bleach look. I think that'll be pretty dope.
Hell yeah.
And that way I can sell them for cheaper and make them faster.
Right.
So, and then when you bleach something, you could wash that fucking as many times as you're not getting that out of there.
Right.
You're not getting that out of there. So, I think a bleach look would be dope, just like how they got those shirts in the other room, right? So, also you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at House of Splash. You can also follow me on Instagram at Let's Bingo and Chill if you want to keep up with my new bingo shows, which I actually have 5 now in 3 locations on 3 nights, and I've had to hire 2 people. Yep, I have a team.
And you didn't put me on it.
I asked you.
I'm done with you.
I asked you on several occasions.
Fuck yeah.
One of them is in Durham, though. I figured you weren't trying to go to Durham, and then the other one is almost in Wake Forest. Okay, so there you go. So
You better be glad you had an excuse.
So, be on the lookout for those. You can go to Let's Bingo and Chill. You can see a full list of the locations where Bingo and Chill is played, and the nights they're played on, and the prizes that will be upcoming and given away. Other than that, we out of here.
Bye.